What is going on, guys? Welcome back, and I apologize for ending the stream earlier. And I totally had a super chat. From Anthony Wildman. So, bro, if you are here, I apologize for ending that first stream abruptly, but we are back, and I will take a look at Filecoin for you if you are still here, bro. So we'll see if Anthony Wildman is still around, and we will look at Filecoin for you, my brother. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate the $5 super chat, by the way. And we will have to jump into this and take a look at what is going on with Ethereum and Bitcoin and Dogecoin and the rest of the crypto market, as we are seeing some massive market manipulation here. So don't go anywhere, and let's dive into the charts. I do hope that Anthony Wildman shows up, because I had a $5 super chat right at the very end of that stream, and I totally did not mean to dip out like I did. I was just having to restart the stream is all. But I do apologize. I hope you're back, Anthony Wildman. I do hope you show up. Show up in the chat for me, bro, so we can look at Filecoin for you, bro, because totally had that $5 super chat right at the end of the stream, bro. And I was not meaning to abruptly leave like that, but I had to restart. You know, and a $5 super chat is nothing to play with, man. So I'm here for you. We will look at Filecoin as soon as I see you in the chat and you let me know you're here. We will jump into Filecoin. But right now, as we await Anthony Wildman in the chat, let's jump into the charts here and take a look at what the hell is going on. All right, let me pop this chat out so that we don't miss anything. I don't want to miss nothing here. So let's go ahead and pop the chat out one time. And we cannot forget right now, guys, that BYDFi is doing an up to $1,000 deposit bonus when you use my link in the description to sign up for BYDFi and make your deposit. You can get up to $1,000 deposit bonus, and there's only 3 days left on this. So definitely check that out, guys. If you are watching the stream replay, do not forget to check that out. We're going to go ahead and pin this chat. We're going to pin this because this, I need my brother to know that I am not going to leave you behind, man. I will not leave you behind. Okay. All right, guys, let's jump into the charts here. Let's look at what is going on with Bitcoin right now. We have seen manipulation in the past, right? We've seen manipulation like this before. If you have been in this market long enough, then you know what's going on here. You know what is happening. And we can take a look at this right now on the hourly. We can go to the daily here. But let's look at the 4-hour real quick. Let's look at the 4-hour. And we are over on BTCC right now. BTCC Exchange is an excellent exchange to use. Been around for a very long time. Let me fix this here. Okay. Guys, if you are viewing the stream right now, don't forget to drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing the stream from. And I do hope that Anthony Wildman shows back up, bro, because $5 super chat. And I don't want you to feel like I bailed on you, bro. I cannot let someone feel like I bailed on them after dropping a $5 super chat to look at a coin. I cannot bail. I did not bail. I am here. I am here, and I'm ready to pull up Filecoin right now. But I need to know that Anthony Wildman is here. That just really threw me off, man. I looked over at the chat. After I ended the stream, I looked over at the chat, and I was like, damn, there's a $5 super chat there. So I need to look at Filecoin at some point. I guess if you don't show up, bro, I'll just make a video on Filecoin. I'll have to do something, man, to let you know that I did not bail on that super chat. I don't know what this music is, bro. I don't know what this is. But it is too much for me. Oof. We'll get something going on here. I don't know what that was, but it was too much. All right, now we are here. 100% here and live action. Let's go. Deadwood, what is going on? Good morning, good morning, good evening, good morning. Hope you're doing well, bro. And I hope we can get Anthony Wildman in the chat. But good morning, Deadwood. Good to see you, my man. I hope you're doing good. We are here trying to determine if we have a bottom in place or if we're going to have some more brutal pain here in the price action, in the Bitcoin price, in the Ethereum price. Are we going to have some more brutal, devastating price action here? You know, let's go ahead and zoom all the way out, right? Let's zoom out here on Bitcoin on the weekly. Real quick, let's zoom all the way out here on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin so that we can take a look at what is going on here, because it does look nasty. Okay, it looks very nasty. We can't deny the fact that it looks nasty. And how can we even be bulls here, right? How can we be bulls here? Maybe we can't be bulls here. Maybe we have to wait for another area to be bulls. But what if that area is coming and it's coming very fast? What if that area is close? And sorry, I don't know what I'm doing with that accent. I don't know what I'm doing there. Ignore the accent. I don't know. Maybe I should do the accent. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart here and take a look at what is going on. What is going on? Syed JVD19, Bitcoin bearish. You know, that is a hell of a statement. That is a hell of a statement. Bitcoin bearish. Is Bitcoin bearish? Well, you know, according to the Bitcoin chart, if we look at the Bitcoin chart right now, and we look at the weekly time frame, and we look at the weekly, what is going on with my microphone? What is going on with the microphone? Okay, maybe we can make it work. I hope that you guys can hear me okay. Hope that the sound is okay. We need to take a look at what is going on now. I can look here for you guys, but we need to really dive into the charts. We really have to look into what is happening. Now, I will say that Ethereum played out exactly as we expected it to play out, right? ETH played out exactly as we expected it. It came down perfectly to our support levels. And we are currently still bouncing on those same support levels for Ethereum. When we really zoom out here on the 4-hour, or we could jump to the daily. But we broke that neckline, right? That rounded top. That beautiful rounded top. And we broke that beautifully. And once we broke that, we landed here perfectly. Now we were looking at this, right? We were looking at this. As a bear flag. And that bear flag pointed us to this price level. 27.46. 27.46. And now remember, this was back, I put this in back here when we, before we broke out. That was back November 13th or so. That was about a month ago when we found this price level. These lines have been in there ever since I formulated this target. And so that proved to be 27.46 proved to be a significant level of support. Look at this. ETH right now actually bouncing here on that support, and we're putting in higher lows. Now, whether or not these higher lows will be significant on longer term time frames, right? Because we have the MACD. If we look at the MACD on the daily, the MACD just crossed bearish for us on the daily. But I believe something like this has happened before in the past, where we can go back and look somewhere similar where something like this happened before. A similar spot would be right here. Right here on the MACD, where we came up, we crossed. We really didn't put in a lower low, but we bottomed here, right? We bottomed right there. And we could be in a similar position here, where we are forming or coming close to forming a bottom for Ethereum. And it would make a lot of sense. I do hope that Anthony Wildman will show back up here, guys, to the stream. It would make a lot of sense. And we could still come down. We could come down here. But if we come down, I still believe that Ethereum is going to hold some very, very, very good support here. And if we pull this up and we look at this, I mean, let's really look at this. Because that's it right there, right? That's it. That is the support level to look at. It goes back to 2017, 2019, 2020, 2022, and really even aligns here. And we could even go up a little. We could line it all the way up. But really, it makes the most sense here. I don't believe that ETH will go lower than... I really don't believe ETH will go lower, and I've said it many times. I don't think ETH will go lower than 1900. If we get a big move to the downside, I don't think ETH is going lower than $1,900. Not financial advice. Exactly, Deadwood. Exactly. And Deadwood, I know you remember, right? Looking back, when we look back and we look back at when we first started looking at these charts, man, and how early we truly are still, but how truly early we were then, it's crazy to think about. We were back in 2020 before, and you know, a lot of us, like myself, being in crypto in like 2018, some of you guys before 2017 even. If you've been in crypto for very long, you really, it's mind-blowing. It is truly mind-blowing to see how far we have come. And I can remember buying Ethereum. Around $400. Okay. In an area like here. And I can remember just thinking, you know, where we're at right here. Buying ETH right here was such a good decision. Now, it may have not looked like it at the time, right? It may have not looked like such a good decision to buy Ethereum right here. But what did ETH do after I bought it at $400? It 10x'd. It 10x'd from 400 to 4,000. And I'm sorry, but when I look at the current price action for Ethereum, I see the same thing happening. And whether or not the price goes down a little bit more, If anything, that's nothing but a blessing if you are still trying to accumulate or buy more Ethereum. So really, you are so early still in such a lucrative market. Billions of dollars are going to flow into the market caps of these top cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum. And, you know, I don't even want to say it, but likely XRP as well. I believe Chainlink will get... I believe Chainlink will receive such a mass inflow of volume at some point. And, you know, because these coins that are being adopted and actually being used, their use case, we're finally seeing the use case for coins like Chainlink, for just one example. We're seeing the use case of these coins finally being used in the real world. And that is incredible, right? That is truly incredible. Because I can remember a time when we were just talking about Chainlink's use case, you know, and now we have founders of these coins, founders of these projects, hosting conferences with the Federal Reserve board members. I mean, how wild is that? You know? How wild is that? Deadwood, 100%. Truly early here. Truly early. And again, if you are feeling down or whatever, the sentiment right now, the sentiment on X, I don't know if you guys get on X or have X, but the sentiment right now is beyond terrible. It's terrible. It's like everybody's out here like just screaming bears, bearish. Okay, James wins. Okay, all you James wins out there in the crypto world. We get it. You're bearish. Okay. But what is really more important? What is really more important? Short-term bearish shenanigans? Or the long-term end game? What's really more important? Now, if you are trading, absolutely short it, and you can make some money shorting the market when we're bearish. We get it. But I believe that a lot of the people in the YouTube world, a lot of the people that are viewing these streams, that are watching crypto content, it is definitely all doom and gloom, Deadwood. It's definitely all doom and gloom on Crypto X. I think the majority of the people out there watching crypto content are most likely not actively crypto trading. And if you are, you're probably losing money. So what I think is that most of the people that are watching crypto content are likely investors, people that are buying, taking a little bit out of each paycheck and dropping it into Ethereum, dropping it into Dogecoin, dropping it into Bitcoin, taking a little piece of each pie that they get of the pie that we are able to pull from the system, from the game that we have to play. And we're taking it, we're dropping it into these coins with a hope and a dream, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the average Joe, right? That is the average investor, the average person out there right now watching crypto content is thinking, what can I do? Where can I put my money? And when can I put it to change my life? Where and when can I do something with what little bit of extra money I have to make sure that I increase my wealth over time? And, you know, we're not out here actively trading. Most people are not out here actively trading with leverage. And, you know, if you're not actively trading with leverage, you know, that's probably a good thing, especially right now. We have seen what's happened the past week with the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum both. We've seen them run up to these resistance levels. 3K keeps getting tested for ETH. Bitcoin keeps on bouncing around in this $87,000, $86,000, $85,000 range. But we're seeing the market get manipulated. So if you're trading with leverage right now and you're not getting wrecked, man, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Because the market is vicious right now, as it typically is around the holidays and around these low liquidity times. So, but what I was getting at is most people are actually out here just seeing when they can buy in, right? Most people are out here watching content to see when they can buy in, not really when they can pull a couple of short-term trades. Most of you guys are out here wanting to know, okay, when can I buy ETH? When should I buy ETH? I've got some cash available. I've been saving some cash on the side, and I need to know when I could put this cash into ETH and get a 5x, a 10x possibly. Just like I got a 10x when I put in $400 back here in 2020. You know, think of it. The most fearful time, right? The pandemic, everything that was going on. The most fearful time. But it was the best, it was the absolute best time to buy because we 10x'd. Now, think about where the price of ETH is right now. Ethereum right now is on this support. We are literally testing this support level. And to me, my opinion only, of course, not financial advice. We don't do the financial advice here. My opinion only. Man, I wonder if Anthony Wildman is in Discord. I feel terrible, Deadwood. Anthony Wildman threw a $5 super chat out for Filecoin so that I would do Filecoin for him, and I totally ended the first stream too early. Yeah, it has been nothing but down for quite some time now, right? It's been nothing but down. Deadwood, that's a good idea. I'll have to do something because I hope you don't think I did not see the super chat until after I'd already ended the stream. Until I'd already ended the stream, I did not see the super chat. Apologize though. I mean, that's why I've got this pinned chat in here, because trying to find Anthony Wildman, bro. Anybody seen Anthony Wildman out there? If you see an Anthony Wildman running around somewhere, please send him our direction. We are trying to find this man. We've got to do Filecoin for this guy. I really believe, though, the support that we're looking at for ETH right here is insane, right? That support is absolutely insane. And I still believe when we look here, this is the money right here. This is the money. This is absolutely the money right here. This is the one. This is the money. If we look at this chart, guys, this tells us exactly what to expect. Honestly, guys, I think that if we pay attention here, we shouldn't have anything to worry about, because this should give us the ultimate bottom for ETH. The ultimate bottom, right? $1,900 to $2,000. The ultimate Ethereum bottom here. Even if we are bearish right now, I mean, we do have $1,200. $1,200. About $1,200 is some decent, you know, that's your around $1,200 to $1,400. $1,200 to $1,400 is your previous cycle top from back here in 2017, 2018. So about $1,400 is a good area to look if we did not hold this uptrend. But this uptrend has been holding for a long, long time. I would expect this to hold. This seems to be the bottom support line. If you look at the previous market cycle bottom there, right? Tagged it. Tagged that support line. Tagged it on this resistance back here. Tagged that support here. Tagged it here back in April of 2025. So if we drop, if ETH drops from current price levels and current support, does not hold 2,800, does not hold 2,500, Ethereum will likely drop to $2,000 to $1,900 and get a huge bounce off of this area. I would look for a very nice bounce at $1,900 to $2,000. That is my go-to area. And, you know, the last time this support line was tested before April of this year, the price of ETH was only $128. $128. Think of that. And, you know, and another reason why I just don't think that we should really expect, you know, I just don't think we should really expect the price to drop this low. I mean, okay, so I say 1,900 to 2K. I really believe 1,900 to 2K is going to be the go-to for ETH, but if we look at the lower level here, it is 1,200 to 1,400. 1,200 to 1,400 is max pain for ETH, right? Max pain for Ethereum. 1,200 to 1,400. I'm still looking though at 1,900 to 2K. We bounced here so beautifully in the past. I mean, here as well, right? And ETH right now is actually pushing 2,900. We are actually pushing that 3K level now. If Ethereum can reclaim and hold 3K, how amazing would that be? How amazing would that be if we could hold that 3K support? Thank you guys for joining the stream. Don't forget to smash the like button on the way in. I really do appreciate you guys being here this morning. Thank you for being here. If you are here joining us just now, please don't forget to drop a comment. Let us know where you're viewing from. And, you know, if you see Anthony Wildman around, send him our way. Send the man our way. I owe the man some TA. I owe the man some TA on Filecoin. I owe the man some TA on Filecoin. All right, we're gonna have to talk about Bitcoin though as well here, and you know, what are we doing here? Because do we short the bottom? Yeah, I say bottom. I say bottom because Bitcoin, where it's at currently, you know, there is good reason, very good reason to expect a bounce here. Now, thank you guys for joining the stream. Do not forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Look at that beautiful range right here. Beautiful range that Bitcoin is forming. All right, guys. Yeah. Ooh. Now, I do not like... I mentioned this earlier. I don't like the MACD crossing right there. Like it did. Don't like that. But... I also mentioned before how, you know, we could get that cross. And we could still rise out of this. Let's just see what has happened here. Because we've already broken the uptrend. Right? We've already broken the uptrend. So what is going to happen here? And then we've got our downtrend. Oof. That is beautiful right there. What beautiful resistance. So not only, now here's something to really think about on whether or not what you do here, right? What is your next move here for Bitcoin when you have got resistance coming at you from both ways, right? So you've got resistance from the downtrend on the daily. You've also got resistance from this previous uptrend where you broke through here. And so now we have the X marks the spot. So we are now currently getting rejected by a major downtrend on the daily and by a previous uptrend on the daily. So Bitcoin's price is getting rejected here on the daily. Now, let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour is above, we are above some key moving averages. Now, and bouncing here at 86,800 beautifully. You are actually above some very key moving averages here. but still getting rejected by that downtrend. This downtrend seems to be very, very strong. Now let's see what we can do here. What exactly is going on? I don't want to be a bearer of bad news or anything, but we have to be realistic, right, with the price targets. We have to be realistic. If we're going to do a price prediction, let's be as accurate as possible, right? So first of all, let's be conservative. Let's be conservative at first. Now, if this resistance continues to hold from this downtrend on the daily, and we continue to see Bitcoin price get rejected here, then I would expect us to fall to these lower price levels that I am about to explain. But I really think that there seems to be a lot of momentum today, but it could be very short-lived with ETH trying to push towards 3K, but it could be very short-lived momentum in the market. Going into the holidays towards Christmas time is just, it's a tough call. Now, measured move target here. $76,500. $76,500 there. That's the conservative move to the downside. What is going on? OG Gotti, welcome to the stream, bro. Thank you for being here. Okay, conservative to the downside, right? Conservative to the downside. Our move here is going to be the one. I believe it is right at 60,500. Right at 60,500. So those targets to the downside. Again, Bitcoin continued to get rejected by this downtrend on the daily. And we lost our uptrend here that we were trying to hold. We lost that. Now, if Bitcoin reclaimed around 92,800, if the Bitcoin price could reclaim around $92,800, that would give us a break above this downtrend, a break out of this falling channel. Would you look at that? No, does it line up that good? You know, if it does line up this good, I will say, oh, it's nasty. It is so nasty, but if it lines up too good, sometimes we just have to accept our fate. Sometimes we just have to accept our fate. Quantitative easing. Ask Jamie Dimon about that $350 billion from the Fed to start tokenizing assets. No worries for my digital wallets. I like it. I love the optimism, OG. I love the optimism, OG Gotti. And I agree with you, man. I am on the same page. I am a bull. I am a bull. But I have to also take into consideration what the charts are showing me. And I can be bullish and still look at a chart like this. Right? Because even if you look at the chart like this, you're still bullish. You're still bullish. You know that even if Bitcoin's price does fall to these levels, that it's going to get bought up with the quickness. Now, could I see them wanting to see these prices before we go into all out just bullish assault? Because that's what's going to happen. I hope the bears are ready. Okay? Because they've been taunting the bulls for long enough, have they not? Have you seen Crypto X right now, or Crypto Twitter? Buy low, it's all accumulation. See, and I do believe that the setup is there, and the setup is right for the powers that be. and the money that be. We just might as well say the money that be. We always go to the powers that be, and you know, the whole they are the ones doing it all. Well, it is true. You know, nobody really, everybody's like the powers that be. Well, it is really, it's the money. It's the money. The ones that are holding all of the shares and all of the money. Oh, is it my jam? It's my jam, guys. It's time. It is time. And here we are at the cusp of hyper adoption, at the cusp of the most extreme, wild roller coaster of a bull market that we've ever seen in crypto. So why is the price action doing what it's doing? It makes so much sense. It really makes so much sense. Now, here's the big thing. If we do not fall lower, if we invalidate all of this, because I mean, it is a nice setup, right? We've got the falling channel intact with the support and resistance tagging all these support lines, resistance confirmed, many confirmations. You do only have, really, you've got two good confirmations there. And then, of course, the starting point of the channel, and then two good confirmations of support. But if we break out of this resistance, because we're just riding the resistance right now. We are just riding this resistance. So if we break out of here, we have a measurement that we can look at, and this would get us, oh wow, look at that. 106,500. Now that is interesting. And I always like to put a horizontal line in at my measured move, because I put a horizontal line in at the measured move and we scroll back, right? We scroll back and we look. Wow. Wow. Now this measured move right here, we'll go ahead and turn it white, and we'll turn the channel white. Okay, so our measured move of the channel is 106,700, 106,800 or so, give or take, right here. Really, we're going to go with 106.5 because that is right at the measurement. And if we drag our line to that area, that confirms right here previous resistance, previous support, and if we go back further, support, chop, chop, support and resistance, chop. So that's a very significant area in the Bitcoin price. So that actually makes a lot of sense for our measure move here. So the falling channel measure move breakout target would be 106.5. Sounds like a radio station. 106.5, the beat jams. Oh, I am going to become a radio talk show host. That's my future job. If Bitcoin and crypto does not work out, you soon will hear me at your local radio station. 101.1, the beat. Oh. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. That could be that could, you know, everybody's got the meme, you know, the McDonald's. We're all gonna just go to McDonald's. We're all just gonna work at McDonald's. But radio talk show host sounds like the thing to do. Sounds like the thing to do right now. What is going on? Um, late night crypto radio talk show. That's it, bro. That's it. That is it. Now, with us being here at the resistance, this price action is absolutely brutal. Look at the 1 hour Bitcoin chart, guys. It is brutal. It's brutal. I mean, it's 100% market manipulation at its finest here, guys. What a brutal, brutal market for anyone. Now, we've got nice. I mean, it's been ranging, I will say. I mean, if you were trading this and paying attention to this range that it's been following, I mean, it's been pretty consistent. Pretty consistent. We are on the cusp of a breakout, so it's really tough to call. We are at resistance. You know, a short right here, if you expect this resistance to play out, which it has, there's no reason right now for us to believe otherwise, that it won't play out again. Now, we're above a couple of moving averages. That's decent, but we're riding this resistance line all the way down here, guys. We are riding this resistance line all the way down. So, if Bitcoin does not hold what is this? 84, 83, 83 to 84,000. Yeah, if we do not hold that, then I would expect Bitcoin to fulfill these measured moves. The current support for Bitcoin seems to be around that 83,800 to $84,000. And if Bitcoin doesn't hold this support, like I said, I would expect this channel to play out. Now, we might fulfill this first measured move here of the wedge, $76,500. We could fulfill this measured move without having to come all the way down to the support of the channel. But you can see we've got one touch here on the daily time frame. Nice bounce with that wick and daily candle touch on that support. Same thing here with that touch of support for Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin prices seem to be bouncing on this channel support level, and the next leg down does put the Bitcoin price at $60,500. Now, the only thing that is going to rule this out, right, is if the sentiment going into 2026 immediately changes. And we have a lot of things happening in 2026, right? With the new year coming comes fresh opportunity. And with the new year coming this time, guys, we have massive bullish catalyst coming in 2026 for the crypto market, for Bitcoin. So will that be enough to save us from a brutal bear market? OG Gotti says Bitcoin can drop to 40K and we still win. I love it, because you know what? You're absolutely right. It could drop to 20K. It could drop to 20K. And we still win. We still win. Legal clarity, yes. It is going to be what should be a bullish year. A bullish year for the whole crypto market. All right, for Bitcoin as whole and the crypto market as a whole, with the developments that are coming in, unless we've already priced it all in with Bitcoin hitting 126K. You could say that we've already priced it in. You're right. You could say that we've already priced it in. You could. But I wouldn't be so sure of that. I wouldn't be so sure of that. And if you're looking to get into Bitcoin and you missed it, you missed a good opportunity. I mean, 60K even is not, it's not the grandest opportunity. But if we did drop to 60K, what an opportunity that would be. We cannot sit here and look at this with, look at this in a negative way. We can't look at the price coming down. We can't look at that in such a negative way. It affects you only in the short term. Long term, we are good. We are good to go here. So we really need to rethink how we look at this, because the sentiment right now is just awful, and sentiment really does affect the price. So why don't we change the sentiment? Change how we look at things. Why do we look at the price coming down as such a bad thing? And if you didn't look at it as such a bad thing, then when the price went down, people would buy with more conviction at these price levels, and it would cause the price to go up. Pricing in mass adoption is a taller order than 125K. I agree with you. I agree. I 100% agree with this. Thank you guys for being here, by the way, and for smashing the like button. I really do appreciate it very much. That is why the sentiment is bad. The people buying at the top. And if you did buy at the top, you're okay too. You're okay. Don't look at it so badly. And if you did buy the top and you bought with money that you couldn't afford to lose, and now you're freaking out, well, I really can't say nothing about that. There's really no, there's no excuse for that. We've all been there. We've all probably been a part of the FOMOing in at the top. And it gets all of us. It does. But if you think about it with a long-term perspective, think about the people that bought the top at 20K. Think about that for a second. Back whenever Bitcoin hit $20,000 for the very first time, and people were FOMOing in at 20K. Now, did they have to wait a very long time? Yes. But had they just held? If it wasn't money that they had to use at the time, if they could afford to just leave that 20K Bitcoin, that one Bitcoin in there, and not get rid of it, because gosh, you know those people are sick to their stomachs. If they bought a whole Bitcoin, for example, at 20K, and then it drops, and they sold at a loss, and then it turns around and flips. 20K was the bottom. Think about it. 20K was the top. But then what was the next bottom? After we had our next top? 20K might have been a previous top, but it was also a previous bottom. 15K, 15 to 16K was also a bottom. So don't even sweat it if you FOMO'd in at 100K, or if you FOMO'd in at ETH at 4K. Don't sweat it. If you're able to hold on to that, you hold that. You hold that. Don't you dare let go of that. You hold that with some conviction, and you do whatever you got to do, and you hold that bag. Because I promise you, in a few years, and honestly less than a few years, but now, you know, people do kind of see the crypto market as some kind of get rich quick thing, and we really have to stop that, because that's not what it is either. Yes, it's happened. Yes, it could happen again. You could buy into some total shit meme coin, and maybe it goes to the moon, and maybe you make a ton of money on it, but that's not what crypto's really about. And can you make life-changing money still? Yes. Just because Bitcoin is $100,000 almost does not mean you cannot still make life-changing money. Now, I think buying into Ethereum, if ETH were to even think about testing 1900, 2000, 2100, or anything under 2K, honestly, at this point, if ETH tests anything under $2,000, what a price point this would be for Ethereum. If you bought into ETH, imagine buying into ETH at around $1,900, and then it goes to $2,000. I mean, 20,000. Excuse me. You buy into ETH at 1900, and the price of Ethereum goes to 20K. Because honestly, if you're like me, you have no doubt. Like I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that Ethereum will go to 20K. It's just a matter of when. So, with that being said, if you have no doubts in your mind that the price is going to go to this price level, then it really is a smart idea to buy the dip. You know, people get hated on for saying buy the dip. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And that's because I guess crypto has turned into some kind of like over leveraged gambling scene. I don't know what's going on, but really buying the dip and having patience truly does pay in the crypto space. So kiss the baby. Well, if we drop to 60,500, are we doing so? This setup is pretty clean, though. I will say so myself. If you think the setup is clean, smash the like. I really do believe that these are our only options, right? This is our only option. Bitcoin has, you know, a few different options here. If we don't break out of this channel, then it only makes sense that we drop. If we break out of the channel, then the measure move target makes perfect sense as well. It would reclaim critical support above $105,000. If Bitcoin could reclaim 106,500, we would be in very good territory to completely crush the bears. If Bitcoin could reclaim this price level. So, as of right now, and we can drop it down and look at what's going on. 88,000 currently. The Bitcoin price is holding support here. We're actually showing signs of strength. Now, again, we are riding this resistance though. Look at this. Look at this. How crucial this resistance is. If this is broken, if we have any kind of time frame confirmation of a candle close above that resistance, that's going to be a big deal. I would expect Bitcoin to really see some type of swift movement here. Buy, sell, buy, sell. But look at this rebound on the 30-minute, going above the LSMA as well. It's a very interesting time. Point of control being tested at 88,100. Hourly MACD across above the bars, but look at this. Look at this. The price action is pushing. Right at previous support. Major level to break. Major area to break around that $88,000 price level. Major area for Bitcoin's price to break through. Now, that's still not it. A little bit higher here, close to 90,000 is going to be the major area to break. This downtrend, 88,900, this downtrend is going to be the major area for Bitcoin to break. And if it does, we could get some kind of momentum here. And that would definitely give us a nice boost. But where would the volume, where would the momentum come from right now? As we know, the sentiment, we just talked about sentiment. This is what I'm looking at here. The drop down does make sense, but, you know, I am keeping both scenarios intact. Both scenarios intact, right? Because we are looking at the possibility of a drop here. This would be the drop. This would be the one. Now, I don't think that we would go lower, much lower here. This would be my go-to bottom. I mean, 60,500. I've seen some people call for lower prices, but now the move to 106.5 makes a lot of sense too, because if we did go that route, right? If we went that route, then that would put in our Head and Shoulders. And if we put in a Head and Shoulders, this would be nasty. I mean, the Head and Shoulders would be just super nasty. Top of the head to the neckline. Break of the neckline. $40,000. 40,000 would be that. Oof. I'll tell you what. So this makes perfect sense. All of this really makes sense. So, take all of this with a grain of salt. As always, not financial advice, just my opinion based on what I am looking at, what I can determine here. But the breakout of the channel to the upside would make sense. It doesn't make sense with the timing. It really, I mean, it would be that one last fake out, that one last hoorah, and that would put in a Head and Shoulders. If we ran to 106, 105,000 and then dumped back down to the neckline around 80,000.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for showing up to the stream and smashing that like button. I do appreciate you guys very, very, very much. And happy holidays, by the way. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. The market may not be beautiful, but it's still a beautiful day to be grateful for another day. It always is. No matter what the market looks like, go outside, hug a tree, feel good about life while you still have life to feel good about. And this is something to feel good about as well. Even if the price dumps, right? OG Gotti says it right there. Loading the boat. If we drop to 40K, load the freaking boat. If we drop to 60K, load the freaking boat. If we drop to freaking 75K, 72K, load the freaking boat. Right? We load it up because we are going to the moon regardless, right? Now, you could hesitate here. You could hesitate. You could procrastinate. You could hesitate here. And you could miss the opportunity of a lifetime in crypto. Because it is 100% not going anywhere. And you know what? We all were trying to say it. We've been trying to say it for a long time. Crypto, Bitcoin is not going anywhere. One day it'll be fully adopted. And, I was saying this 4 years ago. I was on YouTube saying this 4 years ago. One day. And you know what? We are here. We are at that day. This is that day. This is that day. Being Friday as well, we're going into the weekend at resistance here. Going into the weekend at resistance, so that's another good thing to pay attention to as we are coming to the end of this week, and we are at resistance. No trades right now, but I will be doing some trading on BTCC here. We will do some live trading on BTCC going forward in the stream. So don't forget, if you're watching the live replay, make sure you hit subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss our future streams. Like I said, I will be doing some live trading. No trades open right now on BTCC, but we will get to that point when the opportunity presents itself to us. Testing resistance now, looking for that short opportunity if it comes. Now, I will say, it has been an amazing stream. Thank you guys very much. For those of you that did show up and smash the like button. Happy with the I'm happy with the flow of things and the way things went. I'm glad I restarted the stream. I am upset that I kind of bailed on Anthony Wildman right after sending a super chat for some TA, and I didn't mean to bail like that on the first stream. I really hope that I'll catch him in the next stream and do Filecoin. Playing out perfectly. No matter which way we go, man, we have been really on point with the targets, and I really hope that, you know, the stream can reach more people so that we can get our analysis out there to the world, man, because I don't want people missing out on this, bro. We're watching these support levels, we're watching these resistance levels, we are watching it closely like a hawk. Now, I want to talk about that because, look, I mean, this has been the go-to all along, and really what we've been paying attention to all along. Now, this is something to really take a look at. I mean, gosh, it does look like it, don't it? Don't it just look just...
Oh, you tell me stories.
But you know what is going to happen here?
You tuck me in.
What is this? When we look at this and we zoom out, oh, you can't help you can't help but just look at this. Anthony Wildman, bro, thank you, bro. I'm so glad you showed up, bro. I had to restart the stream, and I didn't see your super chat, man, until after I ended the stream. So I apologize for that. But yes, let's look at Filecoin for you, bro. And you said on the 4 hour, I believe. Thank you for that $5 super chat, by the way, and I apologize. I started this whole stream out, man. Where's Anthony Wildman? Where is Anthony Wildman? But yes, let's look at Filecoin for you, bro. I appreciate you, bro, and I appreciate you supporting the channel as a member and that super chat. Means the world to me, man. I can't say it enough. Very appreciated. It's been rough trying to rebuild our community. So, you know, gosh, seeing some of you guys from the past still here, still supporting the channel, still supporting the community, it just really means a lot to me. This right here, though, I can't get over just how textbook perfect it would be. How much sense it really would make to see the price of Bitcoin drop to the 65,000. But then it's like, where are the all-time highs going to be at if we keep on following this trend? That means, what, are we going to see another all-time high at 145,000? And then fall back down to this support and keep following this until we squeeze into the tip of this on the daily? And then what happens then? What happens then? Now, let's look at Filecoin. Let's look at Filecoin. I am going to get this off of here. Oh my goodness. Does it matter which chart we take a look at? What a nasty wick, bro. What the hell is going on? You went long at 26 cents? On this wick? You must not have put... Wait, you're up 150? Oh, you went long at 26 cents and it's at $1.33. Way to go if you snagged this wick, you vicious monster, you. Did you snag this thing, man? Did you snag it? Let me get those signals off of there. Okay, bro. Woo! I was about to say $1.20. I was about to say at 26 cents. What is going on? For a second, I was like, damn, bro. I need you as a signal. What do we got going on over here? Okay, hold on. Now, let's look at this thing because I was like, holy shit, bro, how did you manage that? You snagged that wick over there. Now that's brutal. What is happening here with Filecoin? I'm gonna have to zoom out here for you. Gotta zoom out here. Why has all this got vocals, man? I thought I had vocals turned off. I can already tell you right now, man, Filecoin just looks... I mean, no matter what you do here, this thing... Wow. I mean, it's hard to say. Do you go with this wick? Now, that's a nasty wick. But if you go with that wick, I mean, you do got 3 touches there. But if you don't go with the wick, then you would be at support, right? this would be support. Support. Bouncing nicely off of it, confirming support again. So let me look at the 4 hour. Nice bounce off of that support too. Yeah, good call, Anthony. Good call. Institutions trying to chase out retail. I 100% agree. OG Gotti. I 100% agree with you there because it only makes sense. You know, they're shaking out all of those that can't afford to stay in. And then once those people are all shaken out, they're going to pump the bags. They're going to pump their own bags. And the people that got shaken out are going to be stuck. Those same people that couldn't afford to stay in the first place are going to be stuck buying in later when they got the money to get in. And then they're going to end up... It's such a vicious cycle, isn't it? And you know what? Is it going to be any different? I mean, I will say, if we can bring some clarity and regulation to how the exchanges are able to manipulate the markets, that'll be great. But let's not just replace that with institutional manipulation, right? We don't want to just see the... If we can do away with the exchange manipulation and the way the exchanges manipulate the market and the prices to suit to suit themselves, and those forced liquidations, if we can bring some clarity and regulation to that, that'd be great. Let's just not replace it with institutional manipulation, right? We don't want to replace that. We want to just get rid of it. The market manipulation is always going to be there, though. We cannot deny that. We cannot deny that. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for showing up to the stream. I really do appreciate it. Those of you that are still here, I appreciate you guys very much. Transfer of wealth. You know what? I've always said it. For those of us that got into Bitcoin, that got into crypto, that got into this market before the institutions, that's where the wealth transfer is. That's the wealth transfer. But you just got to be strong enough and adaptive enough to adapt and conquer, right? Because otherwise the institutions will conquer you. So we got to get rid of those emotions, those feelings, and just pay attention to what is happening with the price. What is going on with the price action? You can't even trust the headlines. You cannot trust the news. You can't trust the news. I know a lot of people that just go strictly by news, by the macro, by the news events. You cannot trust the news. The news is put into place to control your mind, to control what you think, to control what you feel, or to change how you feel. So you really cannot trust any of that. What you can trust, the numbers, the price action. You sometimes can't even trust it because obviously we see the manipulation on the Bitcoin price with those massive candles and wicks, and of course the forced liquidations, which the Clarity Act should bring some regulation to, but we still will not be able to rule out market manipulation. Now, what is going on with Filecoin? You know, bro, you probably, I say $1.26, so you are right here. You caught the bounce. You're right at the bounce. And I agree with you, bro. I think you've got a good move here. In my opinion, this is a good call on your part. Just be leery of this previous support here. Previous support here could be resistance coming up. So $1.40, right at $1.40 coming up is going to be a real spot to test. Now, break that. Let's see what you can do. 4 hour 200 moving average at $1.50. $1.50. And you're already up a decent bit. $1.26, right? $1.25, $1.26 entry at $1.35. You're already up a decent bit. Be careful here as this could be resistance. This could also be a breaking point. Breaking point for this falling channel, this beautiful price action right here. Now, definitely not saying that we're going to do this, but the measurement points to this. If we broke out, obviously we've got the 200 moving average to look at, $1.50. Previous support here at this point of control. Previous support and resistance, $1.60. $1.50 to $1.60, massive resistance right here. So, take it for what you will, but Filecoin is bouncing on some key support. If you really zoom out and you look, then this is some long-term support for Filecoin. Absolutely, 100% support. And, you know, will we run from this support all the way back to the resistance at nearly $3? That's a super tough call. Filecoin did this before in just 2 days. In just 2 days, 2 massive green daily candles, and look at this green daily candle now. So we're about to run up to the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average coming up right at this $1.40 resistance level. So watch out for that. But dang, 2 days Filecoin pumped right there. Can you get this to happen again? You are almost getting a MACD cross on the daily too. Almost. It has not crossed yet, but it's trying. Yeah, this is wild because if you zoom out, I mean, Filecoin was all the way at $168, bro. You can't tell me that we are not closing in on the end of a bear market. People are talking about the beginning of a bear market. Bro, the beginning of the bear market was probably all the way back at 126K Bitcoin. And the altcoin cycle may have been completely different from that. But if anything, we are already almost halfway through a bear market. Now, are the cycles going to change going forward as institutional money comes into play? I 100% think so. I'm on that boat. I'm on that boat. Now, there's I guess we're at this stage in the cycle of crypto adoption where we have to pick our sides, man. So, which side are you on? Are you on the 4-year cycle? Or are you on the 4-year cycle is dead side? You know, I'm on the honestly not so sure if the 4-year cycle is dead, but I'm also still kind of leaning a little bit bullish on 2026, and maybe not the entire year of 2026, but there's going to be some things happen in 2026 that, in my opinion, are not priced in yet. There's some things that are going to happen that just are not priced in yet. Bitcoin may have already priced in a lot of things, but now Ethereum and coins on Ethereum, altcoins, none of this adoption is priced in yet, in my opinion. Think of the Chainlink adoption going on right now. Think of everything happening around Link and Chainlink with Oracle networks and real-world assets being tokenized. Where is that priced in with Chainlink's price? It's just not, right? It's just not. We're not seeing any of this priced in yet. And so, if anything, we could be halfway through the bear market already. And if you think of it like this, you really don't have anything to worry about. Just don't watch your portfolio every single day, and you'll be fine. Patience will definitely pay at this point in the market, because I do think things will move quicker. I don't think we'll see a 420-day bear market, right? Look at this is how long the last bear market was, 420 days. Now, that would put us at December 1st, 2026 for the bear market bottom. But that would mean that Bitcoin would have to break its most critical support ever. This support has called the past two bottoms, and actually prior even. But it called the bottom in 2018, 2019. It called the bottom during the pandemic in 2020. It called the bottom at $16,000 in 2022. So why would this not call the bottom here as well? But if it did, and if the bear market is already in play, and this is how it's going to play out. I mean, it would play out like this, right? Drop down to around 68,000, get a little bounce to around 80,000, 75, drop down to 65. That would be the bottom, correct? That would mean if this line would be the bottom, that would put us at around April of 2026, April of next year, possibly. What's going on, Green Fingers, bro? Good to see you. Thank you guys for showing up to the stream. That would put us at April of 2026 being the bottom. Now, if we see a $65,000 Bitcoin in April of next year, by December of next year, we should see around $150,000 Bitcoin. But what don't really make sense is if this is how the cycle is going to end up being, if this is how the price action is going, what the trend is going to be, if we are going to follow this support and resistance, if we are following this, then that means we're just squeezing into a rising wedge on the weekly. So what the hell happens when we squeeze into the tip of this wedge? Around, what is the tip of the wedge? Around 2027. Ooh, that would be likely bear market territory, right? Or accumulation, 2027 to 2028. What do we do when we squeeze into the tip of this thing? Because there's a measurement we can look at. The measurement points to around $8,000 to $10,000 to the downside or $1 million to the upside. What a drastic difference, right? The graph, I have not heard anything about the graph in so long. That's so crazy. Some of these OG altcoins are probably going to pump whenever Ethereum breaks into new all-time highs. And some of them OG altcoins are probably going to do well, especially those that look like they have just completely bottomed out. And there's a few that have done that. I mean, Filecoin for one. We just looked at Filecoin, and that thing has bottomed out. I mean, it could go lower, but my goodness. My goodness. Now, I just don't see this support breaking. Why would the support that held us up at 15,000, why would that support break at 65? I don't see the price of Bitcoin going lower than $65,000. I just don't see it. And that would mean that the bear markets are going to get shorter. That would mean 100% that would mean that this bear market is not going to last as long as the last bear market. And that means that the cycles are changing. That means the time frames of these cycles are different. That means the 4-year cycle, even if we are getting rejection at, what should be, looks like could be the top here, we are getting that right in line with the 4-year cycle. That doesn't necessarily mean that the bear market is going to be the same. Because look, the bear market was longer last time, but so was this. This run was also longer. Whatever this is was nothing compared to previous cycles, right? Nothing compared to the previous cycles. I mean, this has been the adoption cycle, and you can tell By the way, the price has continuously been propped up here. We have been following this indicator beautifully until now, which is bearish. Would indicate more downside. We have not tested the 200 weekly moving average since we broke out of it here back in September of 2023. 200 weekly moving average is sitting at about $68,000. But I do have to get out of here, guys. I have to bounce. I have to go pick up the daughter from school, and it is already I'm already pushing it. So I do appreciate you guys that showed up. We've gotten almost 100 views in the stream. I'm happy with how the stream has gone. People have been coming and going naturally like they should when I go live. And if I can make sure that every stream goes this way, we might actually see the community start to build. I don't know what happened with some of the previous streams. I don't know if I did something wrong. I'm pretty sure I did something wrong. This stream, though, did well. I think things did good in this stream. So happy with it. Thank you guys for showing up. And Anthony, I appreciate your support. Greenfingers, appreciate your support. Right now, Greenfingers, no open trades right now. I was going to say we are going to be doing some live trading on BTCC. I just have to get there. But I do expect that to come. Now, through the holidays, I won't be as active. So I probably won't be going live as much through the holidays. But, you know, once Christmas and New Year's is over with, expect more regular content back in action, just like before. But, you know, through the holidays, it'll be tough. I'm still going to do what I can. Expect probably some late night content because, you know, if I have the little one, I'll just have to wait till she's asleep. I know you guys understand, though. I know you single dads out there understand for sure. And even if you're not a single dad, you still understand. We out here. We out here, Ben. We out here. We out here, Ben. Look, bro. We out here. Guys, don't forget to follow me on X if you haven't yet. If you have not followed me on X yet, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it as we are closing in on 1,000 followers on X. You know, over 11,000 followers on YouTube. Just now finally closing in on 1,000 followers on X. But, you know, I started on YouTube, didn't start on TikTok, didn't start anywhere else, started right here on YouTube, building a community on YouTube, and we're now building it back. So truly appreciate those of you that have showed up and came to the live stream from search results and all of that. Follow me on X. Check out the exclusive deals we got going on right now to bring you guys massive deposit bonuses. Right now, BYDFi exclusive deposit bonus. You can get up to $1,000 deposit bonus. If you deposit $5,000 on BYDFi right now and you use the link in the description of this stream right now, you deposit $5,000, you get a $1,000 deposit bonus. And I know $5,000 might be a lot for some people to deposit. For some people, it might not be a lot to deposit. But if you deposit $1,000, or excuse me, well, if you deposit $1,000, you get a good deposit bonus as well. But if you deposit $5,000, you will get a $1,000 deposit bonus to trade with. And this ends in 3 days. So it ends on the 22nd of this month. This is an exclusive deal brought to you through BYDFi and only for my community. So use the link in the description and you can sign up for BYDFi, get you an extra $1,000 to trade with through the holiday season. Anthony Wildman coming through with another $5 super chat. My guy. Salute. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, and I wish nothing but the best and beautiful gains for you all. Good gains and GGs for all this holiday season. You know, I'm going to dress up like Santa and just bring all the good gains to all of you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel and just now popping in at the end of the stream. Rewind, check out the price action analysis that we did earlier. And I will see you guys in the next one. Okay.